Hi, my name is Geoffrey Favaloro and I'm here today to talk to you about stop smoking. I've created a CD, Stop Smoking Once and For Sure, which focuses on building motivation and visualising the type of life style you want, and just getting in touch through sort of hypnosis or meditation into the feelings around your smoking and releasing those, getting more motivated. I know about smoking because for many years I smoked, and I'm showing my age when I say that when I was working they had ashtrays in the workplace, the doctor's surgery. As you know, times have changed and now it's very healthy and socially not so acceptable to smoke. So the thing is how to stop. Well, it's easy to stop. The thing is staying stopped. And I tried very hard for a long time to stay stopped, because I would stop for a day and then pick it up again. And I tried all the nicotine substitutes, but all those are still putting nicotine in the system. There's only one way to stop, and that's to stop and to go through those first 2 or 3 days where your head is very light and your body's feeling crazy. It's like giving up, say, strong coffee and caffeine in our diet. The body has to readjust the chemistry, and that's really uncomfortable. There's no really shortcut through that. Of course, having some nicotine substitutes helps. And then we're left with the psychology of what do we do? Because a habit is very, very strong, and habits are hard to break. So the first thing is to be kind to ourselves, building an attitude of kindness and gentleness to our desire to stop smoking and giving up smoking. It's a great thing to do, and if we fail, so what? Just smoke a bit longer. Being kind is very, very important, not putting stress around it. And the way I did it was, and this is my second tip, is just to try going for long periods as you can without smoking. So I would go for 2 or 3 hours, half a day, see if I could not smoke until the afternoon or the evening. And some people are very good at this, but they keep on smoking. So then you have to set a higher benchmark and say, well, I'm just not smoking at all. So when you make the leap, and it is a leap of faith really, because the thing is, what am I going to do after I give up that habit? And that's what the mind keeps coming up with. With any strong habit, what is my life going to be like? And there's some anxiety and fear around that, which is natural. So the thing is, when I've actually made a decision, and it has to come down to a decision at some point, I'm going to say, this is it, I'm going to go through some discomfort. The secret to staying stopped is to work with that desire to go back to that habit. So first tip on that is to keep breathing and keep being calm, using meditation, which I've developed and other people have developed, using that skill of meditation just to develop a calmness and an inner serenity as much as you can. So when there's the call for smoking, just keep breathing. Breathe and relax. By actually mimicking the drawback, using the breath is a very powerful way. So when I go and have a deep breath in that way, I'm mimicking what it's like to be smoking again. But I'm not smoking, I'm just taking a deep breath of oxygen. So breathing in and breathing out, a relaxing sigh. Very, very powerful, simple, anyone can do it. But you've got to remember to do it. So breathe in, breathe out. And keep those deep breaths going. So times when a little bit of stress comes and the normal habit kicks in to have a cigarette, then keep that breath going. The next tip, as I've mentioned, is to develop some practices different to the smoking. So if I come home from work and my relaxation time is to sit back and smoke away, then use those times to, say, meditate, develop some calm reflection time. If you need to release stress, go for some walks, jog, put loud music on, dance around the house, release energy. Find other substitutes, other ways. And these are very practical things, simple things, but if you put them into practice, then they will work for you. And that comes to my next point about building the motivation and getting support from people. And of course there's a lot more support nowadays and social acceptance to help you with your motivation. But again, if you fall back into it, don't worry. Be kind, be nice to yourself, and just noticing that the habit is very strong and you just have another go at it. My next tip around developing different ways or behaviours is to find substitutes for what to do with your hands and also oral substitutes. For myself, I would start to fidget when I gave up smoking, so I found some things to play with my hands. I found some soft toys, and I just squeeze them and play with them, and that gave my hands something to do. This was only for the first few weeks, by the way. I also, and I don't necessarily recommend it, but I also worked my way down the aisle of the supermarket, which has chewing gums and lozenges and mints and Big M's, etc. Anything to put in my mouth to have a substitute for the cigarettes. Yeah, I put on weight and I've developed a lose weight CD and program around that, but that's only for a very short time. And so we have to be kind to ourselves during this time of reprogramming our hardwired habit and behaviours around giving ourselves something else to do. So play around with this. Some people, if they don't want to put on weight, and that's a really big concern, might focus on drinking water, having a bottle of water every time they feel like a cigarette. They'll have a drink. And of course, low sugar chewing gum can also help with that. So finally, to sum up, is to work on our own attitude of dealing with stress, the reasons we smoke, and what's worked for me, and I've developed meditations around relieving stress and anxiety, is to work with those in ourselves and finding other ways to express our feelings, getting in touch with our feelings, expressing them when we're angry or fearful, not pushing that down. So really getting in touch with our feelings is very, very important. And the deeper, why do we smoke? Once we give up smoking, a lot of feelings will start coming up. So working with those feelings and releasing them, finding ways to release them through meditation, through activities, then is very, very important. And learning ways to be more expressive and playful with ourselves and with those around us. So we've got practical things and changes of attitude, and remember it's a habit that is hard to overcome. Habits are hard to overcome, but they are overcome by just repeating and challenging them and giving ourselves new ways, giving our brain new ways to do stuff. So good luck with it, and enjoy, as I have, a really healthful life not smoking. It's just great not to have that dependency, and it's just great not to have the finance, etc., and the morning coughs, etc. So good luck.